So for some, this may make those side effects even worse. So I see why, this made me, just kind of made me realize why people probably take this medication and they probably are stressed on top of everything else they have going on that led them to get on the medication. And that's probably why people stop after 2 or 3 months and don't stick with it for the long haul. So I can see if you're a person that's easily stressed, anxious, have anxiety, that this medication is going to be hard for you to stay on, and not just because you have constipation, right? Because that's what we always think. Well, people can't handle the basic side effects that we hear. And when I say basic, I mean like, not pancreatitis, if it affecting your thyroid, like those severe ones, but just, the constipation, the being sick, the headaches, if you have stress, like you're in even more discomfort. So that makes me realize like why some people now can't stay on the medication. And so if you're somebody in the chat or even out there that's listening, that's anxious, that's easily worried, maybe this is something you can talk to your doctor about, helping you get past this, because, I would hate for this to be, stop someone from living their best life and, having access and being able to stay on this medication when they're dealing with stress, that you can, conquer that stress. So we're going to talk about some ways here in a second to deal with the stress. And hopefully it's things you tried already, but maybe it's some things that you have not tried. Stress is just, I know people whose hair fall out when they're stressed out. I know people who have had to go to the doctor, like the emergency, I should say, the ER, because they worked themselves up so much and could not come down, almost like a panic attack, but not quite. And actually stress, I was, doing my research, and stress is one of the main causes of a heart attack. It really is. And so if you are somebody that's easily stressed and you're taking this medication, I would definitely, talk to your doctor about how to manage that stress and maybe, use some strategies to manage your stress. And it's not easy. I don't want to discount that. I know it's not easy to deal with stress. And this holiday time is a time when people are the most stressed out. It should be a joyful time where, to me, Jesus is the reason for the season, right? But so many other things come into play, and that's kind of, I feel like, has been, we've kind of Americanized it, and to the point where, the holiday is all about, gifts and giving. And when giving is good, but giving with great intentions. And we've kind of taken the focus away, which can really be stressful. So I agree with that. It says another thing that happens on this GLP-1, which affects us, is blood sugar spikes. So stress raises your blood sugar levels as your body releases that glucose in the fight or flight mode. So for people using GLP-1s to manage their blood sugar levels, like someone with type 2 diabetes or pre-diabetic like myself, stress can undermine that, making your blood sugar harder to control. So here you think, your blood sugar is being controlled, and it is not. It is not. Those hormones are not working like, we would want them to work because of that extra stress. And then also, doesn't everything affect your sleep? If you, can't, regulate your emotions as well, you're stressed, you're worked up, it leads to poor sleep, which can decrease insulin sensitivity, and it makes your weight loss slow, which even further limits, your GLP medication success. So we, in fact, are impacted when we have stress on these medications. So the Superman, idea that I have is all, this stress is like the kryptonite for it, I feel like. Which is a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing. So we got to get this stress under control. So what are some things you guys think that we can do to get our stress level under control? Like, before I share what, doctors say and research says, what do you guys think about that? Let's see. Oh, Elaine, thank you for the reminder. Elaine says, please give the thumbs up for this live, and thank you. Thank you, Elaine. Thank you for reminding me. Kim J says, stress can also make your glucose good up, which can stall What I don't know what she meant to say there, but it could stall your weight loss too. Oh my goodness, yes. Oh, I think she says it make your glucose go up, which could stall your weight loss. Yes, very true, very true. 2.0 Mommy says it may take getting on the medication to reduce your stress and anxiety. Yes, so I hope that is happening for most people. I really do. That's a great point. Um, yeah, but I kind of think I kind of feel like just hearing people and talking to people, 2.0 Mommy, it sounds like people were so stressed and all of that. And then they got on this medication and hopefully it reduced that. But I can see in some people it's had the opposite effect. And and some people have even talked about it in some of the these lives I've been into where people are comparing themselves to other people, and that whole topic brings on a whole nother level of stress when you're comparing your weight loss to somebody else's weight loss. So I think where people were coming and trying to find like solace and being able to relate, now people are actually comparing themselves to other people and getting discouraged. So I hope for the new year we have to move on from that and try to figure out how to get away from that. I'm just getting home from Walmart. Oh, I use that. Is it called ashwagandha for stress and anxiety? I had some of that and I took it. I don't know that it worked or not. But I was reading a lot about it, and they talk about for stress and anxiety, it's helpful. And I think I took it because I felt like my hair was thinning out. um, and so yeah, I didn't notice any changes. So, but I don't know. I don't know if I was the best person to kind of document that because I didn't really keep track. I just felt the same pretty much. So you have to let us know if that works for you. Exercise, disconnect from toxic people, and sleep. Yes, Elaine, all of those are great. Exercise is, of course, that movement is super helpful. Disconnecting from toxic people that add to that stress. And some people, unfortunately, you can't. Maybe your kids, if your kids are out of the house and adults, maybe it's easier. But if your kids are not, that's going to be a hard one. If you have a spouse, that's going to be a hard one. But if you have family that you could kind of, monitor that with, that might be, helpful. And then of course, getting that sleep. And that's one of my struggles is the sleep. Actually, I've been doing since I've been sick, I got sick. I was really getting myself in the bed, making myself lay down, and that was helpful. Debbie says exercise and meditation. She thinks, okay, listening to music helps with stress. Lakeisha, that was a big one. Who in here listens to music to help with that stress? Um, you know, Usually in my classroom, I play like a jazz, kind of like a meditation kind of music. But when the holidays come up, just to kind of set the tone for our day, and it's supposed to relax your mind and let things, flow. And so, I've been playing like some jazz, Christmas music. It's like the Peanuts. I don't know if you've been looking at my community tab, but I've been posting a lot of Charlie Brown type things. And so I've been playing that for my class. And you would think, kids that are, in 8, 9 wouldn't like the jazz, but they love it. They really like it. So, and then some of the jazz is like Christmas related, but it's surprising how quick and how easily music can help with your stress. Excuse me. All right, so Kim J says, yes, I'm thinking about you're thinking about getting some ashwagandha. Yes, it helps with so many things. Also, one of my magnesiums is a calming med also. Yes, I've heard that. And the Patrice Denise talked about a magnesium she uses, and it's for calming, it's for calming and stress and all of that. So you have to go back and check out that video. She does mention that in there, and I thought I might have to try that. But what I'm doing right now is working, so I'm one of those people, if it works, I stick to it until it doesn't. Kim J says, yes, music does help me too, Lakeisha. And Z says, listening to music helps also. Very good. So not just for working out, because I know we got to have that music for working out, but also for putting us in the mindset. And I really have gotten away from listening to a lot of music because I don't want my daughter to hear a lot of it. So I don't really listen to a lot at home or in the car. But on Sundays, I do play my gospel. And it reminds me a lot of my mom, my grandmother, my dad, my family. Just, it's a great reminder. And just kind of like to kind of focus my day. My daughter loves her little gospel songs. She can sing them now too. So that kind of really focuses me. But during the week and, getting ready for work and stuff, I'm really not listening to it. Maybe because I know I play it at school. Maybe that's probably why. So it says not managing your stress can lead to emotional eating. Been there. Binge eating. Been there. Drinking more alcohol. Now that's not one thing I have. I've skipped eating fast food. That was me. Remember, I don't know if you guys remember me a couple of weeks ago talking about DoorDash. Do you know, I think I've ordered DoorDash maybe once. It might be twice, but I want to say once. Since I started this GLP-1 in February. And do you know they just sent me a renewal for $96 for the Dash Pass. So I'm gonna have to try to, go through the app. And so I'm gonna have to call them because I'm not gonna be ordering from DoorDash. And then I thought, okay, maybe I'll keep it and I'll order salads and stuff like that. But I just kind of don't even want to get into the habit of that because it reminds me of when I was ordering everything that I shouldn't have been ordering. So I want my $96 back. And so number 4 is drinking more alcohol. I can imagine people who are stressed can turn to that if they're not turning to food. And it's people who turn to both. Skipping meals. So if you're skipping meals, that's not a great way to manage your stress. Exercising less because you kind of probably don't feel like it, don't want to. Sleeping less. I know a lot of people do that when they are stressed out. They're up, they can't sleep. So we don't want to do some of those things, but some of those things just naturally happen when you're stressed out, right? Because you're looking for comfort and a way to like control it. So some of the things you could do, how to lose or avoid stress weight, how to lose weight or avoid your stress weight. So have you guys guessed it? Focus on that exercise, burning off those calories. There's a ton of benefits to exercising. I was reading about, of course, we know that cardiovascular, great for your heart. Remember, stress is directly related to having a heart attack. So getting that cardiovascular health going is great.